Hello and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. My name is Samantha. Today I'm going to be sharing with you something brand new from Revolution. I'm really intrigued by this. Now, as you know, I absolutely love the Conceal and Define concealer that they offer. It is a phenomenal product. It is just, well, everybody loves this concealer and it's just gone nationwide. I mean, I've seen people like Jeffree Star mention it. I've seen everybody mention that concealer, and it's just gone crazy. Everybody's gone crazy for that. So when Revolution released this, I was really intrigued, and I haven't swatched it, I haven't done anything with it. I've just taken the packaging off just before this video, and that is all I've done. So I'm as intrigued about this product as you are. Does it stand up to this? Obviously it's from a different range. This is the Conceal and Define. This is the Fast Base Concealer. So I suppose, is it released for us to use with the Fast Base foundation, or is it just that it's from that Fast Base range? I'm not really sure. But what I do know is that I'm very excited about sharing this with you. So you can see today that I've applied most of my makeup, apart from my eyes. You can definitely see that something's missing from underneath anyway. So I thought what I'm going to do today is actually apply the Conceal and Define to one eye and then this one to the other, just so that we can compare. I mean, it's not really a comparison to say, you know, this one is better than the other one. It's just that they must be different. So I want to find out what the differences are, and, you know, if you have problem areas like me, which one is going to be best for you. Now I'm just going to show you around the packaging. So to start with, looking at the packaging, you've got the Revolution logo there, you've got the name of the product, the Fast Base Concealer, and then you've got information, so ingredients. You've also got the amount here, which is 0.15 fluid ounces or 4.5 ml there as well. So I'll just show you that. There we go. Is that the right way round? Yeah, it is. There we go. Okay, so it's a click up packaging, so you keep clicking until the product then, and I'll just take the lid off, then reaches the applicator there. It's a soft touch applicator, so it's going to be really nice on the skin, very soft. I mean, the thing is, around the eye area, you don't want anything too harsh, and you certainly don't want to be pulling or tugging at that area. So I'm probably going to, as I've seen the team do, is just dot it on. Obviously I'll get into that more as I apply the product. So yeah, really intrigued by this. I have heard from the team that it's a little bit more of a brightening product. So yeah, I mean, I'm just intrigued by it. I mean, like I said, I absolutely love the Conceal and Define. It really does work for me. But now we are into summer here in the UK, and it has been very warm. Is this going to work better for me, perhaps, in this heat? Is it going to work and give me added moisture? Is it going to feel comfortable under the eye? So yeah, that's what I'm going to do for you today. Now I've gone for the shade C4. I use C4 in the Conceal and Define. I actually use F4 in their foundations as well. The reasoning behind that is I just find that if I go too light, I don't know why, but it just doesn't suit me. I like it to be, I do like it to be brightening, but I just find that if it's too light, it just looks not good on me. So I tend to stick to C4 or F4 for the foundation, and that shade seems to work fine for me. Okay, now what I'm going to do is swatch both of these first of all. Now I have got a swatch of an eyeshadow that I'm going to mention at the end for you. So if you see that, apologies, but I've swatched it because I want to share that at the end. So I'm just going to just keep clicking. I do like that clicking sound, it's very satisfying. You can actually feel that you're now pushing on the actual product. You can feel that, and you can see that now. I could feel the give there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just swatch it on my hand. like that and give you my actual first thoughts to the concealer. In fact, I'll just swatch the Conceal and Define next to it. So the applicator with the Conceal and Define is thinner. Of course, we all love the applicator on the doe foot applicator on the Conceal and Define. It is soft. It is, well, it's huge compared to other doe foots, and I really, really love it. But when you put them both together, you can see that this one is larger. But obviously I don't want to drag that one because I don't know. I think it's better, like I say, I've seen the team dot it, and that's probably what I'm going to do. So there you have both swatched. So you've got the that is the Conceal and Define. No, it's not. This is the Conceal and Define. This one is the Fast Base. That's it. So that's the Fast Base, that's a Conceal and Define. Both very, very similar shades. I don't know if it's because this one's more product, this one looks a little bit deeper, but we'll see obviously on the eye. So actually when I swatched them, I was expecting this to be a lot thinner than that. You know, the Conceal and Define is quite a thick consistency because it has got the coverage, but actually that looks like it's going to be a really good coverage as well for me. So we will see. So I'm going to just twist that up a little bit more. So I've got the product ready to go, and I'm just going to tip my mirror up slightly. Always have my mirror in front of me. So it now just to apply the product. So I think what I'm going to do is apply the Conceal and Define this side. So as I usually do, this is always you know, quite a thick consistency. I've got to be a little bit more careful than usual just because obviously I've applied my makeup, and I'm just going to tap that into the area that I want. Now what I do find, and I'm not going to set it on camera today because I just want you to be able to see, you know, what is happening. Now what I always do is I go right into this bit, because what I've got is I've got my veins tend to show through. I've got quite translucent skin, so I tend to find that I have to do quite a bit of coverage here, and this really works. Now I know that you've seen me put the Conceal and Define on, but I really wanted to apply it on camera as well so that you could see the actual difference. Now I'm using a clean finger now just to tap that, and I always use my ring finger, the third finger along, because that has got the less pressure. I just keep tapping until I'm happy with that. So that is the Conceal and Define applied. It really does, well, I don't know, it just works so well for me, and it gives me the coverage that I want. It gives me, I mean, my problem areas, and I've mentioned these before, are my under eyes. They always have been, even since, you know, when I was a child. I've always had a little bit deeper pigmentation and always been a little bit conscious of my under eye area. This product, and it doesn't matter how many of these I purchase, I mean, it's affordable at £4, but this product has given me the confidence that I need. So, you know, I just love it, and I love the fact that it works. So I suppose this has got a lot to live up to. So here we go with the new Fast Base Concealer. So what I'm going to do is, as the team recommends, just put dots there like that. And then again, I'm going to use my ring finger from the other hand, and then just then apply that the other side. Again, go up. Now, the first thing that I thought is that although it's swatched well, you can tell when you are, you know, applying it on the skin, you can feel that it isn't quite so thin in consistency, it's not quite so thick, as the Conceal and Define. It is thinner, it feels more liquidy, and also it feels cooling on the skin as well. Perhaps that's because it's got a little bit more of a liquid consistency. So I'm just patting that around the area that I want. Again, I'm just going to use a clean finger, and I tend to just, obviously I've got blush and everything on, but that's fine. I'm just going to blend it down like that. Oops. I want to keep to this hand because I don't want, I'll probably have to touch up my blush anyway, but you know, I'm not worried about that at all. Okay, so that is both of the concealers applied. And the reason why I'm not going to usually what I would do now with the Conceal and Define is just go in and then pat it and then set it. I'm not going to do that because what I want to do is just see how it dries down. It's definitely drying down, even though it is a liquid. Now, my first thoughts are, now when I applied the Conceal and Define, I actually thought that that was brightening. That had a real brightening effect. And I must say that the new Fast Base seems to have even more of a brightening effect to it. You can definitely see the difference. This looks, the Conceal and Define side, that looks a little bit, I mean, there is brightening there, obviously, but it doesn't look as brightening as this side, as brightened, I suppose, as this side. This side has also covered everything. The Conceal and Define has covered what I want. I'll probably still do another little layer here, which I will do. Actually, no, I'm not going to put any more on because what I want you to see is how it works. But what I would probably do is just add another little layer there, and then I'm ready to go. I'm actually really impressed with the Fast Base because a lot of the team have been saying that it's brightening, that, you know, I expect, and it's liquidy and things like that. I expected it not to stand up so well to or against the Conceal and Define. I expected it to be perhaps one of those concealers that I would put more here or perhaps here, you know, those lightening places on the face, you know, if you're into your contouring. So I'm really impressed that it's covered everything as well as the Conceal and Define. It's given me a brightening effect as well. And to be honest with you, there is not much point in me buying a concealer that just gives me a brightening effect because I can get that from the Conceal and Define. If I'm going to use another concealer, I want it to also cover. I want it to cover what I want to hide, basically. And, you know, this really has worked. I also can feel and see the benefits of it being a little bit more liquidy. I do find with the Conceal and Define that if I don't set it, I do get a lot of creasing. I mean, we all have creases under our eyes. I've mentioned it before. And I do think that it is actually you know, very, very good to test it out on someone like myself that is a little bit older, that's perhaps got those issues that we want to hide. I mean, I know that, you know, if you're younger, you also have those issues as well. But, you know, I've got a few more, just a few more lines than perhaps someone has, you know, in their 20s. So, you know, I think that it's good to see it actually working and how it applies on someone a little bit older. And I'm really impressed, actually. I'm really impressed. It's certainly brightened, like I said, and it's certainly covered everything I want, and I really like the colour on me as well. I would absolutely love to hear your feedback. Have you picked it up, and what do you think? And what do you think of it on me? I would absolutely love to hear your thoughts on that. Yeah, really, really impressed. I'm so pleased actually that it's covered, because I was so concerned that it was just going to be one of those, you know, highlights, like perhaps a light powder that gives me that lightning effect. And for £5, I want a little bit more than that. So yeah, I'm really impressed with it. It's not creased too much at all. I'll come right close actually so you can see. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. So this side, I'll just sum up a little bit. So this was the side that had the fast base. I'm so used to saying conceal and define. This was the side, the fast base. This is conceal and define. So what are your thoughts? As always, I'd love to hear your feedback on that. One little thing that I did order with that, a couple of weeks ago, you know that they released their crushed pearl pigments. I actually purchased all of them. I think there was either 14 or 15, so I purchased either 13 or 14. I was missing one, so this was prime opportunity for me to actually pick up the last one. It keeps selling out. Now I know why it keeps selling out, because it's phenomenal, and it's probably going to be my favourite out of the whole collection if it looks as good on my face as it does, or my eyes rather, as it does on my hand. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the shade Minted. Now it looks pretty white and light in the actual container there, but when you swatch it, it swatches like this. So it's like duochromatic. It is beautiful. Look at that. Wow. It goes on so smoothly. I am so impressed with this, and I'm so pleased I've now got my hands on it. So I just wanted to mention that at the end of this video. If you like these, then yeah, I would certainly pick up the shade Minted. Love that. But yeah, my final thoughts are, love both of these, and I think I'm definitely going to be using this in these summer months. It actually gave me such a cooling effect. I love it. I wish I could put it all over me actually to cool me down. So yeah, until tomorrow, thank you so much for watching. I'm not going to put any more makeup on. I've got some more surprises coming your way. Do subscribe if you want to find out what they are, and also do select that notification bell to be updated on any videos that I might upload, which is daily apart from Sunday. But as always, thank you so much for watching, and until tomorrow, thank you. Bye.